So this is if I want to show you the Tosca automation on live, what we are automating and how it looks like. So this is the Tosca automation tool. This is the Tosca tool, and here you will see uh, the component folder. This is like the whole world of Tosca. We say in terms of Tosca, this is like the blue world. This is orange world, yellow world. This is the whole package of test management. Test management. This is the whole package of test management in the Tosca. So in the blue world, you will be able to create the test case. In the orange world, you will be able to create the modules. What I have told about you, like to steer any of the application and to create the framework of that particular application. The yellow world is for the requirements. You can also maintain and track your requirements directly into the Tosca. Like whatever the requirements is coming from the client, you can directly create the requirements here. Like you are creating in the Jira, you can also integrate this with Jira, and you can track that which requirement is already covered. So this will act as a coverage of your test automation. Test designing is for using the test data you are using. Like if you have a same flow with like multiple set of test data, you can easily create the test data sheets. Instead, what we are using, like the Excel in the legacy, we are using the Excel for getting the multiple test data. You can directly use the test data sheet from here, and you can provide the multiple operations on the test data according to which your automation script will work. And this execution folder will maintain your test logs of the test execution, what you have executed, like the overnight execution or what. So it will ultimately create the logs of that particular execution. And this is the issues what will come after integrating with the Jira. It will give you the overview where we have got the issues and where we have raised the bug for that particular thing. So I want to give you a demo of how we automate the how we create the modules and how we automate the test case, by which we can do we can perform multiple operations on any of the application. So let's say this is our application. This is demo web shop we have. So I will show you like how we capture this demo web shop, and how you perform the test automation through the Tosca on this particular demo web shop. So first, as I said, we need to create the modules. This is like the module section on which we will steer. We will create the modules. What is looking on a particular web page. We will capture every objects from that page, what we required in our test automation, and we will perform the test automation on that. So how we will do this? Yeah, let's see. So first we need to create the folder, like let's say demo web shop. And we need to scan the application. So it will automatically give you the option what you need to scan. So you will see the demo web shop here. You just need to select here. You will select any of the application. If like it's a HTML page, then you can select the HTML. If you want to go with the vision AI, what I have discussed about the artificial intelligence, this is that particular feature which will act as a artificial intelligence and it will create module accordingly. And this is UI and any other any other engine which is not steerable with the normal scan. We can use any of the application in that. So I'm currently using the HTML engine, so which will scan this particular page. So it will capture the all objects present on a particular page. You can see these are all objects you can see on the page. So we have this different features on the ribbons, like we can condense and we can select on the screen. We can highlight what we have selected. We can also highlight that. And there are multiple identification methods by which you need to make your objects uniquely identifiable. So Tosca is providing you these four features, like identify by properties, identify by anchor, identify by image, and identify by index. So this is how you can opt for identification. I will show you how you can change the identification method. So this is the filter. If you want to dig out the uh, the granules of that particular page, you can filter the application. You can select any of the object and you can filter it out, so it will give you the more detail of that object. So what you need to select is, if it is not appearing on the screen, it will give you more details by filtering it out, and you can get the objects from there. So this is the filter. This is, you can search. If you have the direct ID any of the particular object, you can search directly. And you can this is for the any of the control which has some inner text or inner properties. So you can get the proper you can get the content of that particular thing. And you can in the scanning module only, you can select the other applications. If you see there is not properly scanned, this particular application is not scanned properly, you can scan the new application for that. So right now, this is the great feature of TOSCA, of selecting the objects on the screen directly by, not by searching here. You can directly select on the screen. So if you just click select on the screen, and you the condense will disappear this particular dialog box, and it will give you the leverage to select the objects on the screen. So if I select this and condense this, let's say I want to register, I want to click on the register, I want to create a module of these modules of these objects. Let's say register, login, shopping cart, and wish list. So this will create a, this will create the links, this will get the objects of the links, what is present in the on the particular web page. So you will get to see if the name will not appear sometimes. Let's say this is coming like register on a particular link, it is showing it as a link. So if the register will not come as a link, and if will come with the different objects, and you have selected and you need to see so where it is pointing out, so you can directly highlight this the selected object, so you will see the highlighted objects on the screen in the red. So this is how it will be easier for you to recheck what you have selected is pointing the right location or not. So this register link, I need to make the uniquely identifiable, so that whenever I will use it, it will go and click on this register link only. So for that, currently we are using the properties, which is by default for from the Tosca. This is identify by properties. So you can select the properties for that. And if let's say this has the inner text properties as a register by which this is the uniquely identifiable. It will show you the selected item is unique. So this is unique with the register part, and there is no attributes or objects with the name register on the page. So yeah, this is uniquely identifiable already. We will check with the login. Yeah, this is also uniquely identifiable with the inner text. If you want to choose, you can also choose the class name. If this will not show as a uniquely identifiable, let's say I will show you. If you disable this, so this will show you the selected item is not unique. So you can choose another IDs as per your requirement. So you can also choose the link. The href will give you the link. You can also choose the class name. So you can choose different properties, but we will pick the best possible property which will remain the same in the future, and which will make this particular identity, this particular object uniquely identifiable. So yeah, this is the particular object uniquely identifiable. So like that, we just click manually first. Just a second. Click on the radio buttons. We need to put the information, and then we will be able to register. So this flow we need to automate, and for that we need to scan this. So this particular module is already scanned. So what Tosca is providing the feature of putting the name as a human readable. So this is the feature which makes it unique. Like it's a human readable. It will create the human readable structure by which anybody can understand this, like how what this will work, and why these objects are scanned for. So this is like the we can say menu items of web shop. So we created the modules for that, and again we need to scan this registration part. So we'll go and scan the application again. We'll select our demo web shop, click on scan. So again, we will go and we will select on the screen what we need in this module. It's not coming. Just a second. So we have selected directly from our structure, and we'll see where it is highlighting. See, it is highlighting correct. Now we need to make this unique. Yeah, we are selecting the ID to make it unique. This. So we will select the IDs which has not random values in it, and not like there are some properties and there are some IDs which creates on the dynamic time and it will change dynamically. So we need to select those ID which we see is not like which we don't have any numbers in that which will change in the future, and it is a random property. So this is like we can see it is a static property of ID which will not which just come as a name of the button, this particular button, and we can see this will not change in the future as much as there is a no requirement change will come. So we can choose this and save this. So yeah, we have created two modules for that, which includes first is to where we need to go for the registration. We need to click on the registration, and second, we need to fill the registration form. So we have created in the module section. Now we will create the test case for that. So this will give you the feature to give the test case name as the what the requirement is coming, and what it feature it will include to test. So this like I have give test registration, and now we need to include those modules which we have scanned. We can also change this name as registration page. This we will include in our test case. So now, and this as we have created the common modules for which the other user can also use that module, but this is not our test step. This is not comes in our flow, so we can also change this name or this our test step, so that particular module will convert into the test steps, or in the particular test case what flow we need to check. So we will put the name as click on registration. What the operation you will going to use in this step, you can put the name accordingly. Fill registration form. So for that you need to click on register. For that we use X, and also we can use click operation for that. So it's always a best practice to use X while performing any operation, any clicking operation, because because this will not behave and mouse over our operation, and it will make us definite that yeah, this particular link has already clicked. So we can also use the click for that. And in the Tosca we can check, we can debug on the runtime, like we have created this, we have put the registration link, and we have put the link click on that to click put the click operation on that. So we have different action modes also. What action we need to perform with this particular link. So here we will select the input. There are multiple operations like verify, buffer, wait on, select, constraint that includes in our course, and that includes in our curriculum. Then what are action modes? So this will perform the different operations on the particular objects or what we want. If we want to verify if the registration link is present there or not, we will use the verify. If you want to click and you need to perform any operation on that particular link, you need to use the click and action mode as input. So here, if I'll show you both the cases, like by click what will happen and by X what will happen. So we are using register currently, and you just go and execute it, run in Scratchbook. So Scratchbook is nothing but it's a log feature in the Tosca on which you will debug your test case, you will execute your test case, and you will see the log if it's passed or not. So I will show you. If you run in Scratchbook, yeah. So this will give you the logs like this. If so they are telling that log info is there is no matching type was found with the property demo web shop. So we can also check with the logs where we have got the failure. So this we need to refresh first. So this will go. You can see the mouse operation of go and click on the registration part. So this is how the register will work. This click will work. If you don't want to see the mouse operation, you can directly use X for that. So now you will not see the mouse operation. It will directly execute that particular link. This also ensures us, you can see there is no mouse over operation. You can see it will directly click and perform that particular operation. Now you need to fill the registration form. So you will see the logs in the log generated in Scratchbook. So yeah, this is working fine. I will give you the duration and start time, how much it took time to execute. Now you need to fill the form. So here, what you need to select, you can select. You can put your name. So this is what what operation you will perform on the page. You are putting it here. Let's say you are selecting the for putting this. You are selecting the mail. You are putting your name. You are putting your last name, email address, and password, and then you are registering this particular application. So you need to perform the same thing here in the module what you have created. You can directly see, yeah, this is the first name, this is the last name, where you will need to provide your first name, where you will need to provide your last name, and this is how you will fill your form here itself with the data. So for password, it has already it automatically captured, yeah, this is the password field, and this you need to be secure. As I have told you about this feature, that this is the highly secured application, and this will perform the most secured part. So here is also we can select the data types what you need to select. If it is a password, you don't need to select anywhere. You can directly select. If it's a string, you want to see the password, then you can select the screen. You can see date as a data type, what we use to select in the scripting code, numeric boolean and password. If it is a password, it will secure your password, and it will not expose your password if what you are using in your application. So you have directly uh, put the password in it. So I have put this. I will confirm this password, and I will click on register. So this will fill your form, and this will click on register. It will show you the email is already present, so you can change the email there. So for that, you can also create like dynamic numbers for that, and you can create the you can use the different test data on the runtime, which I'll show you. So for dynamic expression, I have created one test case for that. So if you go to register and register new user, so this will give you the feature of creating the dynamic and dynamic operations, like dynamic you can say any of the number, the date time, what is let's say the date time is always unique. So we created with the test data with the date time expression. So this is the runtime properties in the Tosca, and the feature of the Tosca on which you can create the runtime you can say you can say any of the numbers you can create on the runtime, which will help you to create the unique test data. So this I have used it to create the unique data. So again, I will use this and tell you how it works. So we will execute both the test cases again, clicking on the register and new data. It's failing. No matching tab was found. This is, I think, because of this session timeout. So you can see this is the dynamic. This data is generated dynamically with the help of timestamp I have used. So this will always make the email ID unique because it was giving us the error like email ID is always present. So this is how you can use multiple features of the Tosca to create the dynamic date. You don't need to write the code for that. It is already present. It's already feature of the Tosca. So yeah, this is how you can create the flow of like clicking login using the go to register and registering a new user with the particular set of test data. So I want to show you the feature. One of the feature of the Tosca is like creating the libraries of the particular of the common set of test cases. Let's say this is the this test case will going to use with the every of the user, and we need to perform and you can multiple users can use this like in our team. If someone has some different flows working on the different flows, and but this registration page is everybody needs to follow. So what we can do, we can create a library for that so that it will give you the leverage to reduce the maintenance time if something will come up like in this but in these flow like click login go to register then registering new user. So if something will change in the future like some steps will add in this flow and everybody is using this step, then we can use the business parameters for that. There is a feature of business parameters, so by which we can create this common these common steps as a single library, and we can use multiple times. And if the maintenance will come, we just need to maintain this particular library and it will reflect in every of the test cases. So if there is a thousand test cases are there you have already created and you are using this login feature, then you don't need to go and edit the thousand test cases. You just need to change this particular library. So how we will use the library, I will show you. So this we need to create the test step libraries in the Tosca, and here you will use reusable test step block. So as name suggested, reusable test step block will always give you like the feature of reusing the particular set of test steps what you can use in your test case with this. So you will create this these three steps as a library and reusable test step block. So I will copy this, I will paste this in our reusable test step block, and I will give this name as login and register. So this set of test step is now I am using here. So again, if you are using this is the common operation of logging. This is the common operation of clicking on the register, but this is the different test data I am using. So if some other user will use with wants to use some other test data, and there is an admin user also, there is a different users of we need to test. So how you will give the leverage? They are using the same set of test step but different test data. So how you will create that? So for that you need to create the business parameters. So what business parameter will do, it will give these attributes as a different parameters. It will give you the test data what you need to provide on the runtime. So let's say this is first name, last name, what we are using as a test data in our test step, email. So we can create the parameters accordingly with the name of steps we are using, email and password. So we have created these 4 test data. Now we will give the reference of this test data. We'll remove everything from here. So now we will give the reference of first name to this, last name, you just need to drag and drop, and you can also use the syntax, what is like PL, and the parameter we are using, password, and the same password we would use here. So yeah, we have created a reusable test step block with the dynamic data we will use. So this will so let's say something will comes up in future, then we will just if let's say we are using this in our test step first. So we are using the login and register reference. This will create the reference of that particular library. We'll disable this step. So yeah, so this will create the only the business logic. It will show you only the business logic what you need to cover in your test step. So everybody will understand, yeah, this is the login page, and this only parameters we need to provide to perform the login and register a functionality. So this will show you this. If you want to show the test step also, you can directly click on F11, which is a shortcut, and you can also see this. But this is not the this is not the important information now. This is the only the important information is to giving the first name, because we know there is a set of step which will perform this particular steps only. So now when I'm using this reusable test step block in my test case, so let's say we have created other test case also. So we just need to use this business parameter as our test step, and it will automatically drag this reusable test step block in our test step, which includes this set of test steps. So now I'm putting the information like first name as Sumit, email is demo, just a second. So I am using this set of test data here, and Same we will use here. And the password. So how this will improve the reusability, you can see it from here by using the business parameters. We have created only one time this login steps, and I have used in this step this test case also, and this other another test case also. I just need to provide the test data here, different set of tests. The rest will do, because it has the same flow, it will do the same operation. So let's say if you want to use it in the 1,000 test case, how it will improve the reusability of the particular set of test steps. So this is how the Tosca has a great feature of using the reusability. So now I will execute this. So this test case, which includes this set of test data, executed successfully. You can see the logs, which test case got passed and which got failed. You will get to know here itself. And if I execute this, because I don't need to make any changes here, so the same thing will happen in the test case. It will go and execute this particular set of data. So let's what I said previously. What if I need to maintain any of the test steps? If I need to include any of the test steps in this, so this will show you how this is very helpful in like maintaining any set of set of test steps which we need to maintain. And if we will include this, let's say this open URL in our library itself, if we include this step, so let's say this we have used in 1,000 test cases. Now I have just changed this particular step in our library. Now it will reflect everywhere wherever I have used this library. So here it is reflecting, here it is also reflecting. So this is how the Tosca is providing the feature of reusability and the low maintenance with human readability and test data management. So this is how the Tosca is covering every aspects of testings in a single tool. So this what we have executed in let's say we have executed and we have debugged it through the scratchbook. If we want to execute this on the overnight execution, and we need to maintain the log for the report generation, we can just create an execution folder. We can create our execution list. And we just need to drag our test step here, test case here in our execution list. So as a part of test data management, you can also uh, change the work state of that. If you are working on it, it is in the progress, and if and it is completed or it is already planned, so you can also change the work state of this particular test case. Let's say if it's in planned state, then you can change plan in work and complete it. So right now, if I am working on this, so I will change it to in work state. So with the appearance of this step only, you will get to know this test case is in planned state, and this step is in the in work state. And if you will select the completed, it will not show you the tool on the particular step on the particular test case. So this will give us the clear idea this test case is complete. Then you can choose to review the particular test step, particular test case. You can review and make the changes and the test case according to its work state. So right now I will put it in rework, so the other users can also see that yeah, it's in work state, and you don't need to review this test case right now. So I have dragged and dropped this here, and if I execute this, if I execute this execution list, so it can contain the set of test case, let's say 100, 200, thousands of test case in a particular execution list, which will maintain the logs of our execution. So if I execute my test case from here, just a second, I have. So in between our execution, I can pause my execution also. I can, if I forgot to add anything, so you don't need to wait for the whole execution to complete. You can directly halt it in between. So I just forgot to this also, you can see I have added this, but I don't need the open URL step right now. So I just delete here. It will delete from every test cases. Now if I go and execute this, yeah, the progress bar showed us like the execution is already completed. Now they are generating the execution results in a log. So you can see the log has generated for what we have executed. So this, because we have halted, so they have generated a log that thread was being aborted, and if we have executed successfully, then it generated the log for successfully execution of our test case. So this we can maintain. The scratch book on we have executed is for the debugging and for to check if it is working or not. So this will not remain the same. This will disappear after some time or often after our next execution. But if someone needs to get the report and someone needs to maintain the log, they can directly extract the report from here. You can directly print the report. It will automatically print our execution report. You can directly see the execution log, what have executed and overnight and what has got failed, so that accordingly you can debug our scripts if there's a change in our scripts, and you can get the bugs itself there itself where you have got the bug in the application where it got failed. So this is how it includes the every feature of test data management. Also, it's taking a little time to generating a report. So this feature of generating report, we can automate this and integrate this with Jenkins, and the Jenkins will, so we can select the format here, and Jenkins will automatically generate the report and send it on our mail. So we can leverage the use of this product as we want. This is just an example of how we can use a reusability and test data management and execution log and reports, what I have showed you. So yeah, we can leverage our need and our requirement. According to our requirement, we can put the logics here, we can put the conditions here. This is how it will generate the execution list report, and you will see the number of test cases got passed in the summary. It will give you a very good representation of the report generation. This is the test web shop, our execution list detail. This test case got passed. This will give you the test case name and the logs which got passed. So this is how you can also get the report directly from the TOSCA. You can create, you can also automate this process of generating the report, and this is how you